All right, really quickly. So last night I said I had like six things I wanted to talk about, but I didn't get to all of them. So one of them is when you lose somebody, and I actually wrote it down. Like when you lose like your mom, your dad, um, your sister, your brother. I'm glad I got it over here. Your husband, your wife, your niece, your nephew, somebody that's really, really close to you. And we all, it's a part of life. Everybody's going to lose somebody that you love. So when that happens, it brings some sort of, it's either you're going to go like dark, get depressed, and the five stages of grief, or you're going to eventually make that the thing that you say, you know what, today is going to be the day. I'm going to wake up, be who I'm designed to be. I am going to prophetically walk into what God got for me. I don't care what I gotta lose, who I gotta lose, where I gotta move to. You just gonna step into that thing. Once you see that person in that casket that you never thought you would see in that casket, especially at like such a young age. My mom died at 50. She was considered disabled. So people who have mental issues, there it said that their life is like cut in half. So if God promised you about 70, 80 years, then I had already projected that her years would be around her 50s just because living with a mental disability or any type of disability, your body is overworked compared to the average person who does not have those ailments. So I've been doing this research for a long time, just at a young age. Like I used to think about these things, but when it actually happens, and I see people, they have to bury their parents in their 40s and 50s, and I really want to know, like, I wonder how they feel having their parents around so long versus me, where it was cut so short. Once you see your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your grandma in that casket, something in you wakes up. It was dead, it was asleep, it might have been gone. It wakes up and it lets you know that life is not just, oh, I'm gonna wake up every day, go to somebody's job, I'm gonna take care of these kids till they 18, I'm gonna get married, and I'm gonna clean my house all day. That's not bare minimum. It's not what God got for you. God got abundance. He has a life of purpose for you and me. And when you see that person, it does something to you. And I want people who have not lost somebody to see this video and mentally begin to prepare yourself for that day. And I believe like your goal should be to already be doing some of the things that you want that person to be proud of. Because now my mom, I already had like graduated twice, got a nice job, like I said, living a okay life, and she was able to see that. But if she could see the girl or the young woman I am now, she would be like, wow. And I know the angelic field is always with you, their spirit is always with you. Yeah, but I wanted her to be sitting in the seat next to me, living it up with me. So if you still have your parents out there, start today so you can physically show them that you are everything that they birthed you to be, and a fabulous person that you know that you are. And I always wanted her to see it, you know? So if you have not, or you have lost your parents, still continue to let that thing wake up. It's gonna be something. I don't know how to explain it, but something inside of you, that eagle, that tiger, that bear, that whatever, panther, whatever type of force that was sleep in you, that made you settle, that made you think that the bare minimum was gonna be enough for you, it it literally dissipates. Like, no, that's not gonna work. It don't let you stay complacent. It's gonna force you to move. It's gonna force you to get some type of voice that you never had. It's gonna force you to focus, tunnel vision on what God got for you and your children. And once you see your I guess your lineage just pass away, it does something to you mentally, not just the five stages of grief. I done been through all 5 stages, and I'm coming out on the other side because, like I said, I have the ability to turn any adversity. And I'll get on here and share. I'll get on here and share because, like I said, I've been experiencing so much adversity just even stepping into my purpose because I have a dominant personality. So when you go into rooms where people not used to seeing you in that way, they a little intimidated, and it's okay. But when if you experience death, don't let it defeat you, take you to a dark place for too long, because everybody gonna go there. You're gonna cry at the funeral. I never did, but not publicly, but I did privately months later. But whatever your grieving process is, you gonna go through it, but don't stay there, and don't let that rob you and your family lineage of what you are designed to do, because most likely if you're the leader, you're the go-to person, you're the life coach without being a life coach. I've been a life coach my whole life. My friends and family have been calling me for advice, and they feel better after talking to me. So I've been doing this work, just never knew how to bring it all together. But like I said, once I lost that special person, and I realized, like, wow, I got a gift, and it wakes up on its own. It's nothing you really got to do. Tap into that thing, find something, if it's working out, if it's volunteering, if it's, just being a more on point, or paying attention to your kids more, parent, whatever you got to do to reverse out of that death and grief that come along with that sadness. Use that to your benefit. Say, God, you took that away from me, but I'm still going to show you and myself and my family in the world that you can overcome any bad thing, even death, because it literally almost took me out. And people, they don't really know your story or your parent. Your parent didn't mean anything to them, but that parent meant something to you. And I don't really care what type of parent it was. You always gonna feel it. You gonna feel their absence. So I just want to create this video to encourage you. Don't let seeing somebody you love in that casket, having to close it and never see them again, don't let that experience stop you from being who you are supposed to be, chasing the goals you're supposed to have, because you still waking up every day, and you're supposed to be doing something, and it's gonna require you to meditate, to go to therapy, to heal some of those broken things that are inside of you, some of that grief, to get it out. Working out, all these things can help you discover what you're really good at, and get you a journal and start writing down all the things you're good at, and you eventually get there. But don't let death be the last hoorah of your life. Like, you're gonna have to get up out the bed, you're gonna have to clean that house up, you're gonna have to put that makeup on, you're gonna have to get that mind right, get that body right, and start living your life, because at one day they're gonna close the casket on you. And when they do, you want to say, she lived her life, and she lived a, a abundant life, not just an average life, but she lived her life abundantly. Not saying you have to be a celebrity, make the most money, but just be happy. And long as you're happy and not depressed over somebody else's passing away, you're going to be able to get to a place where you can be confident and happy in your life. So I just wanted to encourage you, don't let death stop you from reaching those goals. God bless.